Shalom, Yasha'Allah. First and foremost, I want to get all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash, the bonus of our apostles, the elders, a great millstone, who rule well, and peace and blessings to the whole full. That's puts the great gospel of sincerity and truth. This is your brother Tazakai Yahweh from the great millstone to the Annapolis camp. Coming at you another lesson through the spirit of the power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and Lord willing be edifying. Got the article here from the People's Voice. .tv. It says EU chief says public who refuse the WEF or the World Economic Forum's digital IDs will be excluded from society. Right? This came out September 11, 2023, the whole year that all these prophecies come to pass. And getting into it, it says European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has warned that people who refuse to accept the WEF's new digital ID scheme will be excluded from participating in society. During an appearance at the G20 summit session dubbed One Future, right? One Future, One World, One World, New World Order, One World Religion, tied all together, right? It says von der Leyen declared our collective future to be digital, governed by globalist organizations such as the WEF, which goes into what? The Fourth Industrial Revolution, Klaus Schwab, the merging man machine, transhumanism, so forth and so on. All that's all a part of their pretty much their enterprise that they want to succeed with, right? Ultimately they're like the NWO, so forth and so on. What they have laid out for your future, that's what they want everything to go digital, which we understand through the scriptures, through the prophecies. That's what's going to happen. So it says Summit.news reports von der Leyen, in her position as the EU Commission President, touched on AI in the digital landscape in her address. She acknowledged the potential dangers and gargantuan opportunities linked with advancing AI technology and emphasized the importance of channeling such explosive technology. It says, today I want to focus on AI and digital infrastructure. As it has been described, AI has risk but also offers tremendous opportunities. The crucial question is how to harness a rapidly changing technology. And the EU in 2020 represented the first ever law on artificial intelligence. We want to facilitate innovation while building trust, but we need more. What the world does now will shape our future. I believe that Europe and its partners should develop a new global framework for AI risk, von der Leyen said. And this, I think that's a little tweet, of her, of the woman that was speaking to the commissioner. But going on to say, von der Leyen praised the European Union's move in 2020 to introduce the first legal framework on AI, a step taken with the intent of fostering innovation alongside trust. However, she insisted that this wasn't sufficient. She suggested a multinational adoption of a coping mechanism for managing AI risk. So it says the EU chief also stressed that globally accepted standards must be created under the purview of the United Nations, akin to their intergovernmental panel on climate change. Humanity stood to benefit, she urged, if an international authority could clarify the risks and rewards related to AI akin to the IPCC for climate concerns. Concurrently, von der Leyen championed the concept of digital public infrastructure similar to the Crown passport system. Almost slipped up. A system developed by the EU as a response to to Crown saga. The WHO, or World Health Organization, embraced it with open arms as a global standard for combating, health threats, which are also, well, when I can get to it, there's, hey, it's talks of what, variants and so forth and so on, the fear of sickness spreading this and that, and there's talks of what, bringing back such lockdowns and masks and stuff like that. So all this, as you see and understand, it's all intertwinable together, right? Like there's all these various agendas, they all tie into one. So they're gonna, you can match one with one, and so forth and so on. Ultimately, this is their goal is to what? To make this, they'll change the world into completely being digital, So going on and say, the Internet of Things and tying into that, that's what they brought out with the metaverse and stuff like that to get you, pretty much get you comfortable with AI based lifestyle. So it says, and then what? A lot of jobs bring a lot of AI machines and so forth and so on as well. So that's the gist of it. The transhumanism, all that. Like I said, we gonna get to more of that too. Because why? Now they want to make you, compatible with AI. In a sense. So going on, it says many of you are familiar with the Crown Digital Certificate. The EU developed it for itself. The model was so functional, right? And also, well, we're just gonna keep reading. It says the model was so functional and so trusted that 51 countries on 54 continents adopted it for free. Today, the WHO uses it as a global standard to facilitate mobility in times of health threats. Von der Leyen continued. Alarmingly, von der Leyen praised the EU's stride toward a block-wide digital identity app capable of storing a citizen's personal information, including credit cards, driver's license, and passport data. Right? These developments ring alarm bells for individuals and nations valuing free speech and privacy. So you're gonna have your ones who, you're infringing on my rights and this and that, and say free speech and free privacy. But if you go into this system that they integrate and that they're trying to integrate, which will come to pass, and to a certain extent, you're not gonna have no privacy. You're not gonna have free speech. You're not gonna have nothing. Everything will be controlled from up top. From the elites on down. So this is just read this little quick article. I'm gonna tie it with another one as well, because it's like I said again. This is. Again, they say EU chief says public who refuse WEF digital IDs will be excluded from society. Now, I read that because, when we get into the scripture, we're going to allude back to what this says. But I want to read this one real quick, to tie it to that, because it all has to do with AI and so forth and so on. So this is from CNN.com, well, the business portion. It says, Neuralink. Elon Musk brain implant startup set to begin human trials, right? This, which came out Wednesday, September 20th, 2023, the hopeful year that all these prophecies come to pass. And it reads, Elon Musk's controversial biotechnology startup Neuralink opened up recruitment for its first human clinical trial to Tuesday, according to a company blog. After receiving approval from an independent review board, Neuralink is set to begin offering brain implants to paralysis patients as part of the PRIME study. The company said the PRIME, short for precise robotically implanted brain-computer interface, is being carried out to evaluate both the safety and functionality of the implant. Trial patients will have, C-hip, surgically placed in the part of their brain that controls the intention to move. The C-hip installed by a robot will then record and send brain signals to an app, with the initial goal being to grant people the ability to control a computer cursor or keyboard using their thoughts alone. Which, in the grand scheme of things, when when this thing can ultimately get put into you, the MOTB, it's just like how I said you can tie this being put into an app. You're going to be tied to a global worldwide app to where they can control your thoughts, what you do, and this and that, so forth and so on. That's what they want to do. They want to be a God. That's why that speaks of Second Thessalonians chapter 2. Right, that they set themselves up as God. So we know that they're not Yahweh Shem Shai, but they want to do all they can to be seen as Yahweh Shem Shai. So you can do this to control the people, which they know that Yahweh Shem Shai controls people. They in a sense believe that they can rival Yahweh Shem Shai, just like the Noah Kahari dude saying we could do things greater than what God did. We could create this and create that, and that's that pride of these people, which ultimately going to deceive them unto their destruction. Going on, it says those with quadriplegia due to cervical spinal cord injury or amyotrophic lateral sclerosis or ALS may qualify for the 6-year-long study. Right, see, look, 6 years, right? Study, 18 months, or what? It's a lot of numerology or whatever with the numbers, because we understand that this one guy brought out the thing about the MOTB. It's like a 18 bit thing that pretty much you divide the 18 divided by 6, 3, and then you get 6, so it's 666, it's all tied together. But going on, that's another lesson for another day. It's a follow up by 18 months of an at-home or clinic visit followed by follow-up visits over 5 years. Interested people can sign up in the patient registry of Neuralink's website. Musk has been working on Neuralink's goal of using implants to connect the human brain to a computer for 5 years. But the company so far has only tested on animals. The company also faced scrutiny after a monkey died in project testing in 2022 as part of efforts to get the animal to play Pong, one of the first video games. In his new book about Neuralink's founder, author Walter Isaacson reported that Musk was inspired by science fiction authors such as Lane Banks to pursue a human-machine interface technology called neural lace that is implanted into people and can connect all their thoughts to a computer. See? In May, Neuralink tweeted that it had received FDA clearance, right, from the Food Drug Administration. Clearance for human clinical trials because why in 2004, the FDA already approved C-hip and injections into people. Right, so this was all really planned. Then it was crazy. What was that? 2005, when Biden was saying that they will rule over this. Talking about the MOTB, so forth and so on. So everything is tied together with their agenda. It says where was that? Okay, say I believe I'm gonna read over. In May, Neuralink tweeted that it had received FDA clearance for human clinical trials, with the approval acknowledged by the agency in a statement. The opening of human trials also comes over a month after the brain C-hip startup raised $280 million in a fundraising round led by Founders Fund, a San Francisco-based VC firm established by Peter Thiel, a controversial billionaire who also a co-founder at PayPal. It says, we're extremely excited about this next chapter at Neuralink. The company wrote at the time of X, the Musk-owned social media platform formerly known as Twitter. Oh, so they turned into X. It says, Musk forecasts human trials at the start of at least 4 times since 2019. Yet the company didn't seek FDA approval until 2022. At that time, the agency rejected the bid, according to the March Reuters report, citing safety concerns about parts of the implant migrating to other parts of the brain and possible brain tissue damage when the devices are removed, right? Which, a lot of people think, well, I get it, I can remove it and this and that. Like, well, no. You receive it, you're going to receive, as the scriptures say, death and destruction. This one. So, yeah, this one. I'll get it later. Okay, it say, where was I at? Okay, yeah. It says, Musk said at a December recruiting event that Neuralink has submitted most of its paperwork to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and could begin testing on humans within 6 months. He's 6. It's always 6. It's always that. It's all tied together. Number of a man. In fact, we'll get that in the scriptures, but But employees told Reuters in December that the company is rushing to market, resulting in careless animal deaths in a federal investigation. Neuralink did not respond to CNN's request for comment. Before Neuralink's brain implants hit the broader market, they'll need regulatory approval. The FDA put out a paper in 2021 mapping out the agency's initial thoughts on brain-computer interface devices, noting the field is progressing rapidly, right? Which it should be, because why? That's progressing towards, the prophecies of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And ultimately what we're going to do is, I'm just going to hop to the point, straight to the point, because, and one thing, and I'm going to start right here. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 14. It says, because here's what I want to allude to, back to what that WEF saying, that chief saying that you'll be excluded from society. See, a lot of people like to play games and say, well, what if they force you down, or what if they do this and hold the gun, hold the knife, you throw this and that? No, all they gotta tell you is, hey, if you don't receive this, they just said, you're not gonna be ultimately you're not gonna be included to do anything within society. So they don't gotta lay you down and force you down to hold a gat to you. They don't gotta do nothing like that. I can just tell you, well, if you don't get this, you don't get to eat. If you don't get this, you don't get to buy clothes. You don't get to pay this bill, this car payment. You don't get to go to the dinner. You don't get to do that if you don't receive this. That's all that it takes. right? Which ultimately, well, I was going to get this to say this. Revelation chapter 13, verse 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live, going to what the pagan Roman Empire, right? Which we are now what in the revised Roman Empire, because that was the beast that was wounded and then did live. So we in the revision of that former beef. That's a beast, which is what the pagan Roman Empire, right? You look around the infrastructure of Babylon today, and what do you see? You see Rome all over again, with the highways and the strip malls and all stuff. Like all that stuff ties back to Rome, or like even in the like my name in the world. I'm named after my father, but with an extra name. So instead of being a junior, at the end of my name, I'm a second, right? A Roman numeral, right? Just giving just examples of that. But the point is, it said he deceiveth them. And with those miracles, which, like I said, some of those miracles are what? Some of those are medical miracles. Like they said, well, we can help people who have, who was blind. We can help them be able to see. The people who was deaf, help them be able to talk. People who had spinal cord, injuries that stopped them from walking. We could give them this, and now they can walk again. Those are some of those miracles that they will deceive you by, right? So, and that was the main thing, that the point of that I wanted to, get is, he gonna deceive you people, right? He don't have to make you do nothing, just to deceive you. Hey, yeah, this is the way. This is what we go. Hey, if you don't get this, man, and you don't do this, you're not gonna be able to function in society. You're not gonna be able to do this. You're not gonna be able to do that. It's all about his deception, right? Now jumping down to verse 16, it says, and he calls of all, right? He calls of all, everybody, right? Both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma, and there, that's the Greek form for that mark, charagma, in their right hand or in their foreheads. That's why the main speaking points when it comes to this device is they mainly always talk about being put in the head or the brain area or in your hand. Go check out what they got over there, got going on in Sweden, or check out what they was doing. That was that 3 Square Market in Wisconsin. So those are the main two places that, it was your scripture that will be, places of interest where you to receive this injection, so to speak, right? And like again, it says, man, like I said, all people, which I'm gonna get that, real quick after I read this. And it says, in that no man might buy or sell save he that had the charagma. See, look, he said, if you don't receive this, you're going to be excluded. So if you don't receive this charagma when this time period come, you're going to be excluded. You're not going to be able to participate within society. So all the things that you can do right now, that you have liberty to do right now, as far as like payments and buying and selling and doing this and that, if you don't receive this device when the time period when it's implemented to the rest of the world to receive, and you don't want to get it, you're going to be excluded from society. You ain't going to be able to do nothing. And a lot of people will stand and say, well, I ain't going to get it, I ain't going to do this and that. But think about that when that time period comes. If you're not really rooted and the Yahweh Shema Shai is with you, you're going to fall, you're going to crack. Right? Because you're going to be thinking, well, I got to feed my family, I got to feed my wife, I got to do this, I got that. All the Jordans coming out. Well, you know how people be. And y'all, like I said, y'all trust in oppression. So majority of y'all, hey, man, y'all going to get it, even though you say that you will not. And that's talking to the 2/3 of our people. Lord willing, the Spirit on me not to receive it. And Lord willing, the Spirit on you, those who are sincere and follow Yahweh Shema Shai to the best of their ability, don't receive it as well. But we do understand that, hey, it's going to be some people who are, they call themselves being a part of the truth, call themselves teachers, men of the Lord, prophets, so to speak. Hey, they going to fold too. Some of them going to fold too. That's why, humbly speaking, Lord willing, that don't happen to me or to none of you as well who sincerely and truthfully believe. But it's ultimately not unto us. It's ultimately up to Yahweh Shema Shai. Right? And what I want to get really quick, because like I said, it's going to happen, come upon all people. Right? This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. It say, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, ultimately what kept this truth, right? In your mind, in your forefront, take this seriously, saying, not taking it for granted, so forth and so on, right? I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, right? That hour of temptation, when it's implemented, hey, man, when the C-HIP stations get put up and they say, hey, we only take C-HIP, this and that. The Lord gonna keep you from that time period, right, of temptation for you to what? Not fold, not to break, right? To not to accept it. He gonna keep you from that because in previous, like in Isaiah, he said what? That my servant shall eat. So those who are of his, you gonna eat. No, you know what I'm saying? You don't need to receive that MARK, even though we know that's a sin definitely unto death. But at the end of the day, you're not gonna need it because why? You have Yahweh Shemashai's word, and he's not a man that he should lie. So if he say his servant's gonna eat, damn it, that's what damn it, that's what it's gonna be. Right? If you say you're gonna be clothed with raiment, that's what you're gonna have. You're gonna have water, that's what you're gonna have. You're gonna have shelter, that's what you're gonna have. He said his name, hey, he said he is a strong tower to them that believe in him. Right? But it says what? Which shall come upon all the world, right? All the world. That term world going to the oikomene. Oikomene. It's like that's earth. Word. There we go, right here. Oikomene, which ultimately goes into the entire. It's like it. The inhabited earth. So all of the earth. That's what it's like going into. We got 3 classifications of the world. One world being, a set arrangement, like which is cosmos, a set order of things. Aeon, that's uninterrupted time period. And then you got world, meaning the whole entire inhabited earth. Right? Going back. So it say, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly, right? Which we understand. How about you is coming quickly. You may think it's being prolonged or taking long. Hold that fast which thou hast. Hold what? That truth, your faith, your belief in Yahweh Shema Shai, that no man take thy crown. You got actual people in Israel speaking, they call themselves prophets, teachers, leaders, generals, and whatever, high chief, whatever the hell they want to call themselves, whatever title they hold. And they telling you, man, well, shit, you're going to have to eat, so what you going to do? You have to get it. Or you got some people telling you that the MOTB is not the mark, the mark of the beast, so to speak, Slocky. It was just not that, right? And what you gonna do? That's an example of a man taking your crown from you by what? Deceiving you, telling you that it's not that, and you're gonna receive that, which we understand that's what it is, and you're gonna be slated for destruction, right? But the Lord, he gonna weed those out. He know who's his elect who's of his elect and who's not. And he gonna weed them all out of these various camps, and gonna bring them ultimately to the forefront of the truth, and they're gonna be delivered. But yeah, don't let no man, let no man deceive you by any means, right? So if a man tell you that, hey, the MOTB is, is sin, or sleep with a white woman, or a trade embargo, or, it's man that like that, flee away from them and don't listen to them, right? Don't, tune in to the Apostle, the Elders, a Great Millstone, or any like-minded camp that's out there, which is very few, right? But that's the point. Like I said, this temptation is going to come upon the whole earth. Now let's get this. It's a very serious ordeal, because if you receive this, you just, signed off your death certificate, because they say, what? Doom for worshipers of the beast. Revelation chapter 14, verse 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man, right? Any man, any woman, anybody, any child, any man worship the beast in this image and receive his charagma in his forehead and in his hand, right? If anybody receive it anywhere, they don't say it don't got no gray area on the side, but if you take it out, though, you're good. No, if you receive this, Revelation 14, verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Shema Shai, which is poured out without mixture, into the cup of his indignation, right? Into his righteous anger. What he gonna do to you if he's righteous, if he's angry? It say what? He shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, right? Tossed into what? The lake of fire over here in Babylon the Great. Hit by a missile, hit by a concentrated laser beam, right? That's going to ultimately, those missiles and laser beams going to what? Form the lake of fire over here in Babylon the Great, right? Got people teaching, you're going to go to hell and burn, no. But going on to say, in the presence of the holy angel, in the presence of the Lamb, because why? They're going to be a part of your torment, a part of your destruction, right? That's going to be issued out from who? Yahweh Shema Shai. So, hey, at the end of the day, with all things going on, all distractions, all the one-cent burgers, all the, you're watching these celebrities and their lifestyle, all this, and all that madness, all that bullshit, hey, that shit can all come from naught. And you're going to be left out there to dry. You're going to be caught unawares. It's going to be as a thief in the night, because you're paying attention to bullshit and not that which pertain to the salvation of your life. Because what? Jacob's trouble is coming. A time of trouble is coming. And you're going to need somebody to save you out of that. You're going to need a Savior. But the Savior ultimately going to be unto who? To save who? The hopeful elect, right? Let me end off over here. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. It say for the vision, right? For the prophecy, right? It's yet for an appointed time. It's an appointed time for this thing to come into fruition, right? As a matter of fact, yeah, I'm going to finish this. There's another one that came to my mind. It say, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. So these prophecies, right? These are the words that Yahweh Bashim Yashai, man. They not, like again, he's not a man that he should lie, right? He's not going, one of his immutable things was that the Lord don't lie. Ever, right? It say, though it tarry, wait for it. So though it seems to tarry and linger on, though it seems to delay, oh man, y'all said that this year, whatever the case may be, which is a bad spirit to be in. But let's just say if you had that mindset, or somebody who just newly coming in, whatever, they don't really understand, we can wink at that. The Lord will wink at that. But because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Hey, no matter how long it take, Lord willing, the Lord keep us, in good faith and keep us believing and striving and pushing. Hey, until that time period comes so that we may be delivered from this time period. Delivered from all that. But we understand that what? That, hey, it's going to happen. No matter what you believe, no matter what you feel, hey, it's going to happen. Right? And this is what I wanted to get. This just came to my mind as far as like the elect. Right? This is Psalm chapter 21, verse 11. For they, right? You talk about Esau, Edom, the elites. Esau, Edom, for they intended evil against thee, right? They imagine a mischievous device, and this point in time right here, this mischievous device is what? Going to what? The MOTB, right? It say which they are not able to perform. So you people think that they got our best interest in us, they care about us, they love us, if they this and that, whatever. Man, you people are deceived. You people are fools, right? These people intend death unto you. That's what they want to happen to you. They don't care about you. I don't give a damn how many stimulus checks they give you. I don't care how many cups of sugar they give you in your damn coffee, how many times they open the door for you, how they say thank you, hi, how you doing. Don't matter. They intend evil to you. They wish for you to be dead. Right? They say, ultimately what? It say, therefore shall thou make them turn their back when thou shalt make ready thine arrows upon thy strings against the face of them, right? Those arrows going to what? Those missiles. At the end all be all, when the MOTB is implemented, then what follows that? World War III. And what's going to happen during World War III? It ain't going to be just, we're going to have, skirmishes here with land tanks and jets, stuff like that. But, hey, at the end all be all, at the end of that thing, what? Them thermonuclear warheads going to be shot to various places of the earth. Mainly over here in Babylon the Great, but in various other places, right? And that's what, and ultimately, majority, people over here, man, you're done. The people over there in Israel, man, you're done. Forget about it. But that's at the end all be all what the Lord gonna do. What, to destroy this system? He gonna shoot them missiles, send them missiles over here because they're part of his army, right? Send those missiles over here, right? Now we understand that the elites, they gonna have their bunkers, they gonna have their places where they hide out, space stations, underwater, this or that, whatever. But they gonna be the first rounded up to what? For slavery, right? But the rest of your people, man, y'all gonna feel it. The rest of everybody, the nations too, even 2/3, y'all gonna feel that heat. Right? But they say, be thou exalted, Yahweh, Bashim shine thy own strength, so we will sing and praise thy power. And that's what we doing, giving praises. All praise to Yahweh, Bashim shine, Bashim Rakakwadash. Right? And when that time period come, and we gonna know that it was the Lord that have done this. The time period gonna come when that happen, y'all gonna know that, there was a prophet that been among us. Right? And the Lord made good his word and destroyed this place and delivered us from our captors. But that's all I got on that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to sincere Akim, or sincere Akim Akwafim, or sincere brothers and sisters out there listening. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, the bonus to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone, who rule well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect that's pushing the great gospel and sincerity of truth. Shalom, Yasha Allah, Abad, Babal.